wow, divorce is something that I wish that no one have to go through. I don't think no one gets married with the intentions on getting a divorce. And I wouldn't wish divorce on my worst enemy. It's something that, no one should experience. It was a hard time for me because, again, I did not marry to divorce. But one thing I did learn, going through the process of divorce, sometimes in the church, I think we marry without the knowledge and wisdom of marriage. I think we go into marriage blindly. When I was coming up in church, all we heard is better to marry than burn, and so we didn't want to go to hell, so we was like, okay, we don't want to continue to commit fornication or any sexual sins, so let's go ahead and get married. We didn't marry for love. We didn't really marry. I think one of the reasons why we didn't marry for love because we didn't even understand love. We wasn't taught love. We, especially in the church, we as men, we're never taught how to love a woman. We're taught how to love God. But no one sits us down to teach us how we are supposed to love a woman and how a woman is supposed to actually love a man. So a lot of things within the church, we learn the natural things of life. We learn in the streets. We learn in school. We learn from our friends. And I really believe that it's time that the church begin to teach the natural things of life. I now don't believe that you should marry for love. And I teach that to my marriage ministry. And when I first taught it, everybody was like, but this is what I mean by that. I teach that you marry, or you should marry, for relationship. Not relations, but relationship. I really believe that the greater the relationship or the better the relationship, that the relationship produces the love. A lot of people marry for love, but they don't have no relationship. How I came up with that concept, I remember sitting in court with my mom and my dad. And I remember my mom and my dad both saying to each other, I love you, but I can't stay with you. And all of my life, I never understood that. I remember crying saying, if y'all love each other, why y'all can't stay together? And it wasn't until I got grown, and it wasn't until I got into my marriage, until I realized why they couldn't stay together. Is because they did not have a relationship. And it wasn't until I got grown, and it wasn't until I got into my marriage, until I realized why they couldn't stay together, is because they did not have a relationship. My dad loved my mom, but they didn't have no relationship, and the love could not grow because they did not have a relationship. They did nothing together. I often tell our married people that the same things that you all used to do before you got married while you was boyfriend and girlfriend, you got to do that now. You have to date, you have to give cards, you have to give flowers. Before I got married, I used to talk to my ex-wife before we got married. We talked 50 times a day. After we got married, that ceased. We used to give cards, we used to give flowers, we used to just walk, laugh. We used to go away. Most times when people get married, all of that ceases. There's no relationship. And then I bring that into the church. I bring it spiritual. The reason why I fall in love with Jesus over and over every day is because of our relationship. Our relationship get better and better every day, every hour. And the tighter the relationship, the more I fall in love with them. And so I teach married couples, don't so much concentrate on the love. Concentrate on the relationship. And when you guys have a solid, tight relationship, whatever it takes to make your relationship work and make it better, trust me, the relationship will produce the love.